Hello everybody and welcome to the YouTube channel. My name is the Mighty CB Connor. Mighty. I mean shit, you can call me whatever you like at this point. I don't really know anymore what my name is. But welcome to the YouTube channel. I'm very excited to get things started. Finally I can produce some content for you guys. And I'm really excited now to be able to do that. Anyway, happy Sunday to you all. I hope you're doing well. Or Saturday, depending where you are in the world. Regardless, thank you so much for coming to see some amazing content that I have planned for you guys, because I will be doing a lot in terms of content for this YouTube channel. I have plans to be doing lots of gaming. That is the main forte for this community. As you can see in front of us, we are jumping in here with some Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, rocking out with the Frontier livery. That we got. It's just absolutely amazing. It looks really good, and the quality of Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 is just outstanding. So we're doing a flight today from Denver International Airport to Salt Lake City. It's about an hour 40-minute flight that we have planned for us today, and it should be nice and relaxing. It's about 5ish in the afternoon, and it is going to be about nighttime-ish when we get into Salt Lake City. Regardless, thank you so much for coming by, swing by and watch some Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. I also have planned to do some LSPDFR, along with some Department of Justice roleplay, which is DOJRP, in fact, is the main role-playing community by the one and only Polkat 324 himself. That is right, I'm in that community, so I'm very excited to be able to do that, and you know what, it's something that you guys will enjoy. Unfortunately, it's going to have to wait as I'm not in the media department at this point in time, so that is something that we have to look forward to in the future. Nonetheless, let's go ahead and get started and get this flight underway. I have requested ATC clearance for VFR, or IFR rather, from flight control from ATC, so that has been approved, as well as gone in through the systems here. That warning can shut up for a minute. That's just a jetway connection. We've got all our fuel. We've got ourselves situated in the MacDo in terms of our init page. We've got all of our stuff. Frontier Flight. Delta Airlines, never mind, Southwest, rather, fuck, I can't even know what flight we are doing. Southwest Airlines 1835 is what we're going to be doing. I've got the flight plan. I'm going from Denver to McBee, Jesus Christ, McBee, up to Ralphie's Rapids is where we're going to be going from. Rapids to Pickens. Once we get to Pickens, it'll be our Zimmer to Chingy, transition to our EKR to Racer, MTU to Thistle, then down to Spain, Leahy, transition down to FFU to Drivey to Pitts, to Magen, to Cooper, to Roy, to A12, and then that's going to be our descent down to Salt Lake City. So it's a different flight plan that I normally do. It's not similar to what I normally do, in fact, but that is it. So we are jumping in here into the A320. It looks amazing, I must admit. I do like the look of it. The only downside, obviously, this being a default, default stock Frontier. Why am I going with Frontier? Default flight sim model is that it doesn't have all the features. As you can see here, we don't actually have any. Oh, that can go away. We don't have any of our ADAS systems. We don't have much of our flight control systems as much either, such as, you know, you can't even activate the engine fire warning test or APU fire test or anything of that nature, which kind of sucks a bit, but it is what it is and we just have to deal with it. Anyway, let's go ahead and get ourselves started here. We do have clearance to go taxiing, so let's go ahead and go taxiing, whatever that means, and get ourselves started here. So we're going to turn off our fuel pumps here, get the fuel pumps off. We're going to go ahead and make sure we are all set. We've got our flight directors on. We have got our altimeter set to 299 and our our altitude set to 18,000 feet for our departure. So that is all good to go. Fuel is good. And as you can see here, we've got 6,382 is what we're going to be going with today. And going up to approximately a flight level of 34,000 feet is where we're going to be at. So that should be fun for us. we're gonna get some. We're gonna go ahead and get some lights going here, since it's going to get dark for us down the track. So we're gonna go ahead and light up some lights, get some lights happening, and yeah, it should be a fun flight for us. It shouldn't be too much wind either, so it should be nice and relaxing. And let's go ahead and get ourselves to the taxi position. We're going to go ahead and flick on our APU here, get our APU started, APU master switch as well coming alive there. We've got the overhead panel is on the bright. Dome lights we're going to set as well, get them nice and bright for us. We're going to go ahead and turn on our beacon light as well, get that going, and get some traffic controller getting us some ready to go. We're going to disconnect the jetway. Yes, go ahead and please do that for us. So you can see here the jetway is being disconnected from the aircraft. The APU is being fired up. It looks absolutely amazing. Graphics wise, I am very impressed, and you can see that we have a variety of different liveries and other aircrafts happening there as well, which looks very interesting. And we'll go ahead and go back to clearance and jump back into the aircraft here. We're going to request taxi IFR. We'll go ahead and do that. We're going to runway 34 left today. Tower on 128.75. We're going to go acknowledge the taxi clearance. APU is being fired up. Lights wise, we are good here. We've got all of our flight systems. Strobe lights are set to standby. Beacon lights are on. And we've got our nav logo lights on as well. In terms of down here, there's not much that I need to worry about here. Everything else is looking pretty good. I'm going to go ahead though and see if we can go to ground services and get a pushback happening. See that our pushback tug is approaching the front of the front here. We're going to go ahead and kill our parking brakes there by the push of the button. We are using the Thrustmaster Warthog and the Thrustmaster... the Warthog. Yeah, the Thrustmaster Warthog combination here with the throttle quadrant as well as the rudder, which is nice and exciting. We're going to go ahead and put on the APU bleed on as well, and we're going to get some engines fired up here. Starting up engine number 2. Starting the bad boy up. You can see here that engine number 2 is firing up right now. The sounds of it look absolutely amazing. As you can see here, engine number 2 is firing up for us. We're going to go ahead and hop into a external view. We're going to come down to camera, external, and we're going to jump into quick view 6. No, I don't know which one it is. Showcase, I think it is. Fixed camera 4, 3, 8. I don't even know anymore. We're going to go ahead and get them to turn us. Oh dear, I don't know what is happening anymore. We're going to get them to steer us to the left. We're going to fire up engine number 2, engine number 1 as well. So I'm going to steer my aircraft to the left. Actually, we need to we need to kind of go to the right. This is a fuck up on our behalf. We're going to go. We're going to get them just to stop the pushback here. Yeah, we kind of fucked that up on our behalf. We are facing the wrong direction. 3-4 left is actually behind us. So that is a good start to all of that. We're going to put on our parking brake here. We're going to jump up and go to the taxi light, engage the taxi light there. Waiting until engines are stabilized. Engine 1 is just still firing up a bit here, so we're just waiting for that. In the meantime, we're going to go and put our flaps, 2 flaps 2. Oops, that's too far. Go back to flaps 2. There we go. And we're going to go ahead and set our... we're going to go ahead and set our ground spoilers when they want to set for us. I think it's the bottom one there. Yes, it is. There we go. Ground spoilers are set. Engines are firing up. They should be stabilizing momentarily here, waiting for it. Yep, they have stabilized. Perfect. We're going to go ahead and put this back, engine mode selector back to the normal position. We're going to come up here and turn off our APU bleed, and we're going to go ahead and kill our APU as well. We no longer require that at this point in time. So we're going to go ahead and turn that off. That didn't work, but there we go. That is now off. APU is off. We're going to go ahead and get our clock started here. Unfortunately, that is another feature that isn't operative, but we'll pretend that that has started up. And we're going to do a flight control sweep here. We're going to go to our rudder, full left. We're going to go to our full right. Let me flip the camera around here for you so you can see that. We're going to go full left. We're going to go full right. We're going to go neutral. We're going to go pitch down, pitch up, neutral, elevator full left. Sorry, aileron full right. And we're good to go. Something like that. You know, at this point in time, oh look, there's another plane. I think he's waiting for us, so let's go ahead and do our 3-point turn here and get this bad boy going. We're going to kill the parking brake, and we're going to get a bit of power happening here. I mean, at this point in time, it's been a while since I've flown, so don't mind the hiccups that we've had so far. We should be pretty good to go and do a 3-point turn here. I mean, not every day you see that happening, am I right? I must admit though, it is a lovely looking sim. You can see there by that lighting reflections, it just looks absolutely immaculate. I'm very, very impressed by the quality and detail rather of the game. It's absolutely amazing. So we've got some power happening here. We're going to do our 3-point turn. Sorry sir for the sorry for the wait there. We're going now. And we're going to do a quick brake check here as well. Make just a slight brake check with the rudder, with the brake pedal. Yeah, that is fine. So we're going to go ahead and get ourselves going here. Up to 3-4 left. And we'll see you as we're taxiing out. Alright, we're coming up here now. I'm going to chuck a left here. 3-4 left is just in front of us. We're going to go ahead and swing around here and get ourselves going. I was kind of going a bit fast there in the taxi, but I mean at this point in time I couldn't give any fucks because I'm just such a good pilot, you know what I'm saying? I just like to go. The liveries on this thing is just absolutely amazing. I can't stress enough how good it looks. We are using the one of the Denver packs that is available in the store in X-Plane. X-Plane. Yeah, this is X-Plane in Microsoft Flight Simulator. My God. It spanked me already if you haven't yet for all the hiccups so far. But yes, we're using one of the newer scenery packs that you can download on Microsoft Flight Sim. Unfortunately, Salt Lake City is one of the stock default airports that isn't quite as good as Denver, but we're going there anyway, so it is what it is. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and taxi out to the runway, and we'll go and provide you guys with some different views of the aircraft. Alrighty, we are approaching 3-4 left now. I'm going to go ahead and begin some deceleration, apply a bit of brake here, and get ourselves holding short on 3-4 left. We're looking pretty clear. I can't see any other aircraft. We're going to go ahead and line ourselves up here. We're looking pretty good. We're going to go up a little bit further here. We're going to notify tower. I'm going to go ahead and request takeoff clearance. While we're waiting here, we're going to go ahead and turn on our strobe lights. Turning our landing lights. Runway turn off lights. Put ourselves over to that. We don't want that button. We're going to acknowledge our takeoff clearance. We're going to come down here. And we're going to set our squawk as well. We are set. We're good to go. We've got our squawk code set. We're going to go ahead and apply some power here. we've got our max takeoff brake set. That is good. We're good to go there on that behalf. I'm going to turn on terrain ND as well, get that going. We're going to apply a bit more power. Since Denver is on a bit of a hill here, so we're going to go ahead and apply a bit more power since it's a bit more elevated than other airports. So yes, it is going to be a nice sunset that we should be getting here, which is going to be lovely. So I'm going to go apply, reduce some power here, and we're going to line ourselves up onto the center line. We're doing flex 43. I just randomly selected that, so, you know, it should be interesting to see how we go ahead and take off here. Alright, we are good on the center line. We're going to go ahead and hold ourselves here, ready to go. Alright, we're going to go ahead and pop ourselves over to flex. Apply some power here, get our N1 up to about 50%. Go to flex power. Well, we don't want make, we want flex. There we go, flex 43. We're going to let that go. We're going to hold our throttles down. Airspeeds are alive. We're going to be continuing. 80 knots. Cross check, continuing. 100 knots. We're going to slowly bring our throttle, bring it to neutral. There's our flex V1 rotate. Nice, nice climb right now. Bit of winds, Get up to about 10 degrees. Positive rate. We're going to flick our gear up here. There is a bit of wind here, but it's not too bad. I'm going to keep it nice and steady. We're going to make a bank here to the left in a moment. I'm going to go ahead and begin our turn here. And there we go. We're beginning a nice turn here out of Denver International Airport. We're going to acknowledge our clearance handoff. Take our handoff here. I'm going to bring our speeds down here a bit. We're going to go flaps up to 1. Flaps 1. We're going to put that. We're going to go to the throttle climb here. We're going to pull down some power. We're going to 20-degree bank there, 20-degree angle, which we don't really want to do. We're going to pull our nose down a bit here. Going through a bit of clouds here, which looks absolutely amazing. Going through 8,000 feet. We're going to go ahead and set our autopilot here. I'll let that do its thing. And we're going to go ahead. Keep our throttle climb on, which is fine. We're going to come up here and we are going to turn off our runway turn-off lights. Turn off our taxi lights as well. Wing lights are off. They should remain off. I'm going to turn on our anti-ice here as well. Get that happening. Coming to our S speeds. So we're going to turn off, take off our flaps completely. And we are looking very, very good. Let me go ahead and select our altitude indicator. To 18,000 feet, going to climb, which is what we want to do. And so far, so good. We're going to turn into Denver departure. Alright, we're going through some clouds at the moment. Going through some clouds, looks absolutely lovely. It looks absolutely amazing. Particularly, I love the detail as well that you can see here of the windows. It looks absolutely immaculate. You know, you got the scratches and marks and that bit of, you know, wear and tear from the aircraft. It looks really, really, really good. We're gonna go ahead and hop back into the cockpit here. All right, we are back into the cockpit. We are going through 16,000 feet at the moment. I don't know what is happening. Bit of frames happening here, so we must be going through a part where there's lots of frame issues happening. That's not really good. But we're accelerating through 16,000 feet. Approaching 18,000 feet. We are going to turn off our landing lights. We should have done that ages ago. We're going to go ahead and turn that off. We passed 10,000 feet a mile away. We're now getting up to 18,000 feet, where we're going to port our altimeter to the transition altitude of 18,000 feet. We're going to flick our altimeter back down to standard. And yeah, we're going really, really well. So we should be approaching our Salt Lake City very, very soon. Let's see here. We've approximately got, what, 4 nautical miles till we get to Chingy. Ralphie, rather. I am going to go ahead and turn off our constraints, and we're going to go ahead and turn off our radar, terrain radar, and flick our altimeter setting down to standard. Other than that, we're good. We can go ahead and kill our ground spoiler there. Disengage that. Probably pull down some of our floodlights here a little bit as well. There's no need for them to be that bright as they are. There is another aircraft flying with us as well. But anyway, guys, so far so good. We are on track, on course as well, heading to Salt Lake City. Rocking it here in the amazing Southwest Airlines. As you can see, it does look absolutely amazing. Particularly going through some bit of, we do have a bit of cloud coverage, so there's a bit of that happening as well. Got our pilots in there, John and Timmy. Captain John and Captain Timmy are flying with us today. Doing pretty well, looking pretty good. Looks absolutely amazing. I love this texture. This livery looks absolutely amazing and suits this aircraft really well. Unfortunately, there's no Frontier flight, no Frontier liveries, which is obviously what you've been hearing me say quite a bit, because I used to do a lot of Frontier flying in X-Plane. But nonetheless, it is a nice looking plane. Lots of turbulence as well, so there's that happening as well. Unfortunately, I can't turn off the seatbelt signs that are inoperative, so that sucks. But we'll get probe window heat on as well, have that going. And so far, everything else is looking pretty damn good. We should be getting some clearance. I haven't even tuned into center yet, so we'll tune into center. Contact Denver Center here. Okie dokie. We're gonna go ahead and okay, we're gonna go up to 260. So we're going to go over to the Denver Center now, and we're going to contact them and tune over. Climb up to 260. Alright, they're a bit busy with that other aircraft. There we go. Lovely. So far so good. We are approaching a Zimmer momentarily. That is our top of climb there, that green little arrow that indicates our top of climb, where we should be approximately at our cruising altitude of 34,000 feet. That is, of course, where we should be ascending to. And yeah, so far so good. So we're getting up there slowly. I'm pretty sure that is going to be a cruising altitude. I mean, I haven't actually. Yes, 34. We know it looks like we're gonna be at 40,000 feet. 37,000 feet, 34,000 feet. I reckon is where we're gonna be going to. I mean, at this point, I don't really know anymore. So we're just gonna keep climbing until we end up falling out the sky. No, we're 34,000 feet is where we're going to. Alright, so we're flying up pretty fast here. We have been instructed to climb up to 260. We're going up to 360 is where we're going to be ascending to. So a little bit higher than anticipated, but that is fine. We're approaching at Chingy right now, as you can see here, getting up to Chingy, excuse me. Getting up to our 260 now. Going through some cloud coverage here, as you can see. Very, very nice indeed. Looks absolutely amazing. There we go. We're going up to 360. I'm going to acknowledge that transition to 360. Might be easier doing it that way. 360. Locked him in. So we're now setting up to 360. We're going to begin that climb up. We're going to go ahead and pop that in there. Going up to 360. We're going to bring our terrain radar up a bit more here. Coming up to EKR very shortly. And there is our top of climb, as you can see. Very, very nice. While we're waiting, we are going to come down to our MacDo. We're going to go into our performance page. We're going to go across here to our approach. From here, we're going to get our rate information from Salt Lake City. So we're going to come over here and we are going to get our metadata for our Salt Lake City arrival. So I'm going to go ahead and jump into here and we'll get our QNH. The temperature is going to be 30.11. So I'm going to go ahead and pop that in. It's going to be 30.11. We'll pop that into our QNH. Our temperature today is going to be 13 degrees. We'll pop that into there. Mag winds are going to be 140 degrees by 9 knots. So we're going to go at 140 by 9 knots. So it looks like we're going to get a bit of wind in here today. Transition altitude of 18,000. Pop that. Oops, wrong button. My apologies. 18,000. Popped him into there. And other than that, we are good. We can now navigate back to our flight plan. Coming to Zimmer very shortly. We should be getting there right about, well, now theoretically. We should be past that or up to that Chingy, EKR. Yeah, we should be pretty much up to Chingy right now, which we are up to now. So we're passing up to 31,000 feet. Doing speeds of over 300 miles. Well, 300. So that's pretty quick, obviously. But how good does this look, though? It looks absolutely amazing. You can see that the sun shining brightly. Details on the A320 are just beyond what I would expect from a flight sim. Just have a look at that. How stunning is that? Alright, we're now approaching 36,000 feet. We're going to jump over to Denver Center. So far, we are getting close to EKR transition and getting close to that. Alright, we are now approaching a racer. We're getting close, almost midway through the journey now. Still at our cruising altitude of 36,000 feet. As you can see, approaching racer within the next 40 nautical miles. We should be approaching racer there. You can see that coming out of Spain. You can see that turn beginning to come up onto display. Excuse me, having a bit of a hiccup. You can see that we'll be coming directly in and then coming back around to Salt Lake City. So we'll be getting pretty close now to that. We'll come to our flight plan here just so you can get a better example as to what we're going to be expecting. Let me come down here and go through that with you. So coming into racer, let's make this a little bit bigger here. Go down to about 20 nautical miles is perfect. So coming down here, we're going through to Thistle, to Spain, Leahy, to FFU, to drive, to Pitts, Magny, to Cooper, coming down to Roy, and then coming around to Salt Lake. So that is going to be Zeppelin, and then coming straight into Salt Lake City there. So that is the plan for that. Pretty nice at the moment. It is a beautiful looking day out, as you can see. It is just absolutely gorgeous. The trails coming from the jet engines just look absolutely stunning. Just absolutely stunning. I just want to say quickly as well that the live stream that I recently done on the installation of LSPDFi will be out now. So please, by all means, if you have not seen that, go ahead and check that out. Otherwise, if it's not, then it is still being worked on. I'm waiting for processing to be completed, so hopefully that is out. You can check the latest LSPDFR tutorial as I go over the full complete installation of LSPDFR. It did go for 3 hours long. I probably ruined my brain cells halfway through it, as I had no idea what I was doing midway through. It's been a while since I've done my LSPDFR videos, installations rather, so it's taken me a while to get that going, but nonetheless, check it out, and I'll go through the full in-depth tutorial with how to install it, going from your mods, your plugins, and all of that. But as I said earlier, I've got Sirius 313 doing another reinstall because I did fuck it up badly. So what I've done, you can refer to help get your LSPDFR going. But don't blame me for crashes. No, jokes. I decided it was best to do a full reinstall. Some of the plugins that I use in that video, I wouldn't recommend using anymore, like Traffic Policer. I would not install by any means. To help with this, what I would do is in upcoming LSPDFI videos, I will be so generous enough to put my full mods list into the description. Each video I will be editing it tirelessly, changing out the vehicle packs that I use, updating them frequently so you can get all the vehicles that I'm using in my LSPDFI videos. You can download them at your discretion, but all the mods that I'll be using I will be generous to put into the description. However, if you want to join our Discord, by all means click the link below into our Discord as well. From there you will get all the latest notifications of upcoming live streams and videos, and hang out with other members of the community as well. Say good day, pop in, and if you're wanting to get a full complete mods list as well, that will be in our description, in our little page section under LSPDFR certified mods, LSPDFR mods. It will be in there where you can get the full LSPDFR mods that I use in my videos there as well. So please join our Discord. Check me out on Twitter as well. That's all the links to my social media information and accounts and stuff will be located below in our description of this video. So please, by all means, check that out as well. Anyway, we are still cruising pretty smoothly at the moment. We're going to go back over to our arc, and you can see that we're going over at Racer now, coming up to MTU, and still flying pretty smoothly right now, going over MTU, and it is just a glorious day to be flying. Slight bit of turbulence, as I said. The winds, what are our winds at the moment? Our winds are at about 270 at 5, so there's a bit of wind out here, but again, it is nice and smooth. Guys, we're still continuing on our flight, following here towards Thistle. As you can see here, we're about almost 20 nautical miles out of Thistle, and you can see here that Salt Lake City is almost upon us. We're still at our cruising altitude of 36,000 feet, and at this point in time, sitting at a speed of just over 260 at the moment. What I'd like to do is we're going to come down and check our descent protocols here as to what we're going to be experiencing on our descent down to Salt Lake City. As you can see, we're coming up to Thistle. We're still at, should be coming down to 30,000 feet, and then Spain is dropping down to 27,000 feet. Leahy coming down to 25,000 feet. So realistically, we should be getting our descents down to our arrival airport. So I'm not sure whether that is something that we can go request cruising altitude increase or cruising altitude descend. Not something that I want to play with, but I'm sure our ATC will give us clearance to descend at a lower altitude. What I will go ahead and do is, you can see here Spain is about, we want to come down to probably about Roy, about 11,000. So we're going to go ahead and pop that into our system here. We're going to come down to about 11,000 feet. Pop that in. So we'll set it to about 11,000 feet for our descent. And we're now tuning into Salt Lake City. So we're going to be continuing as planned to Thistle. No change in our altitude at this point. We're not going to be doing our descent protocol just yet by the looks of it, but we'll be getting close to that. Probably when we get to FFU is when we're going to begin our descent down and start our top of descent. Other than that, what we're going to go ahead and do is navigate to our performance page, and there is our activate approach phase. We won't be doing that just yet. But when we get to our phase to begin top of descent, we basically will pull this out one knob and begin our operation descent down to around 11,000 feet. Alright, we got told to descend to 240, so I'm going to go ahead and begin our descent down to 240. We're coming in now to Spain, so we're going to begin our operation descent to 240. We're going to increase our acceleration here. Coming down to 240. That there looks to be our top of descent. So we are on track in terms of that. So we're beginning our descent to 240. It's a fast gradual descent. We are flying down pretty quickly. We want to continue to monitor our airspeeds as well. If we get into the red, we'll have to apply some speed brakes. At the moment, we are descending. Doing an idle descent down to 24,000 feet. In preparation, we're going to go ahead to the max auto brake. We're going to set our air speed brakes as well, set them as required. going through some clouds soon, which should be pretty exciting. Going to 29,000 feet now, and we're still descending. Coming up to FFU shortly, and this is going to be going into our final approach very soon, as we're coming in on our arrival to Salt Lake, which will be just on 4 or 5 o'clock. Should be just down here, just to our right. Let's see if we can see Salt Lake City. It will be just off out here, coming through the mountains. We're now approaching 24,000 feet, very quickly rather, very quick descent. And Salt Lake City would just be out here, off to our right. Beginning our beginning our turn now. We're gonna get some constraints activated now, and we'll get some terrain. Since we do have some mountains below us as well, we'll go ahead and activate that too, and we're gonna pull this back to about 30 max range. You can see here, there is our top of descent just by drive. And we're now getting up to 24,000 feet. We are going to activate our landing systems as well, get them activated. And await further instructions from ATC. Passing some clouds now, looks absolutely amazing. I absolutely love the detail of the Flight Sim 2020. Okay, we'll now be transferring over to Salt Lake City. Coming down beautifully through the clouds. So far, no further descent as they want us to do. So we're going to go ahead and go down to about 15,000 feet, just in case they want us down to that, or 11,000 feet, depending on their request of altitude. Because right now we do have restrictions at pit. We shouldn't be anywhere above, or shouldn't be anywhere below 18,750. So we're going to make sure that we're not anywhere at those constraints. So we're going to keep an eye out for those constraints there, altitude constraints. Going down to 11,000 feet. So far, so good. We're continuing now. We're going to be basically in line as to where we should be with our runway. Get our approach locked on there, so we are good. Passing through 8,000 feet at this point in time. We are going to go ahead and turn on our landing lights. I'm going to go to 9,000 feet. We're going to go ahead and set on our runway turn-off lights. I'm going to turn on our wing lights rather, and set our lights here for takeoff. Landing lights are on and our nose wheel lights are set to takeoff. We're going up to 9,000. We're going to go ahead and select flaps 1. Make sure, confirm ground spoilers are set and they are armed. Max auto brake is selected. We're going to go ahead and turn off our wing lights, anti-ice as well, and probe window heat. We're going to go ahead and disengage. Other than that, we are good for our descent into Salt Lake City. With an absolutely stunning sunset. We're going to keep flaps 1 for now. We won't activate go any further to flaps until we are closer to the airport. As you can see, we're still a fair way out at the moment. I'm going to go to 7,500 feet. We're going to go flaps 2. And we're going to lower down our landing gear as well. You see, there is our runway in front of us. We are way off course. We got this 7,500. We're a bit low, so we're just going to go ahead and ascend here a bit. Actually, we don't need to. We need to get onto the localizer anyway, so that is fine. Sounds good. We'll go flaps full momentarily. You see, we are getting on to our runway, which is going to be here. We are a bit high. But we should be getting onto that very soon. You can see we are still fairly high at the moment. Oh, I don't know what is happening right now. We should be getting onto our localizer here. I'm gonna go flaps full. I don't know why we are veering off course. Don't know what the fuck is happening right now. Autopilot is being a shit. We're gonna do a sudden. We're gonna do a quick dip here to the left. I'm going to do a slight correction here since our autopilot decided not to work, so that is awesome. I'm going to take manual control over the aircraft at this point. And we're going to try and do a manual approach here. I'm going to have to do a manual landing. Fun, isn't it? So I'm going to have to try and get ourselves onto the runway here. We are in a good, very good descent right now. I'm going to come down a bit here. We're a bit higher, so I'm going to come down. Come down a bit more. We're gonna begin to ease off ease off here a bit. We're still very high. I'm gonna come down a bit more. There we go. That's a better, much better angle. Bit low now. We're gonna come up. We're awfully low. That's alright. That is good. I'm gonna angle it down. Very high approach. Oh fuck, this is not a good landing. Not a good landing at all. She just likes to bounce. That's alright. I'm gonna go again. Try this again. Yes, I would admit that was a very shit landing. Yeah. Going to reverse thrust. Yes, welcome to Salt Lake City. That was a very embarrassing, that was a very embarrassing landing, by all means. For some reason, it did not want to. I don't know what the fuck happened there. For some reason, it was as if though our autopilot didn't want to work there. So I don't know what was happening with our localizer. It was not going onto the correct runway, and it was being a shitbag. So yes, that was a very shit landing on my behalf. I'm gonna go turn off our flight directors here, turn off our landing constraints, landing systems. APU, we're gonna start up. We're gonna turn off our runway turn off lights. They should have been on, but they're gonna be off. Turn off our landing lights. Put our nose wheel lights to taxi. Turn off our strobe lights as well. Don't mind that tree over there. I don't know what that is about, but it is sticking up like a sore thumb. Everything is good on that angle. I'm not even going to replay that landing because it was that shit. It was really bad. So I'm going to go ahead and taxi now. I'm sure our aircraft is going to be destroyed from that very horrific landing. That was probably the most crappiest landing I have ever seen myself complete for a very long time. It was very bad. We're going to go ahead and take that. We'll go ahead and take that gate right there. That seems like the most appropriate gate to take. So we'll take that one. Get ourselves a bit more power here. Taking gate at number 1. We're going to go ahead and slow ourselves down here. Go ahead and make sure that all of our APU is fired up, which it is, which is perfect. Follow the center line here. It is an absolutely stunning sunset for tonight. It looks absolutely gorgeous. Rolling into Salt Lake City. A bit more power here. Car just I said, what's the car in front of us? So that's always good. We're gonna make our way in here like such. For some reason, that is where the plane should technically go, but clearly not in this case. So, yeah, that's fantastic. So I'm just going to pop ourselves in this gap. It's going to have to do it for us. And we're going to pop ourselves here. Oh, I'm looking down at the seat. That's awesome. We're going to go ahead and set the parking brake. And we're going to go ahead and kill both of our engines as well. For some reason that didn't work, so we'll have to do it manually. Kill our engines here. And we'll go ahead and call ourselves to ground services, and we'll go ahead and get some vehicles. They get a fuel supply. We'll get a fuel truck en route, and we're also going to get a power supply. And they go kill taxi lights, beacon lights. Taxi lights are off. Strobe lights will go ahead and turn off as well. Wing lights can come off. Navi logo lights can come off too. And we're going to go ahead and get a jetway connection. Turn off our radios. Turn off all of that systems as well. Yep, you can be quiet. We'll turn off our APU as well. And turn on our external power. Well, anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to wrap it up for this episode of Flight Simulator. I really, guys, hope you enjoyed the episode. I apologize for that shitty landing. I don't know what happened on that point of view. It was definitely the worst landing that I've probably experienced in my entire life of Flight Sim. And it certainly wasn't the best to begin the series of Flight Simulator, but I'm sure there's going to be plenty more awesome landings to come. And I don't honestly know what happened there. But anyway, until then, thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the next episode.